Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good day for my lecturer, my friend, and my fellow audience. My name is Muhammad Farish Aikim bin Muhammad Naim from SR 2413 and B. Today, I would like to talk a topic about the impact of the LGBT. Before we begin, let me ask you all something first. What does the word LGBT stand for? Let me tell you. The word LGBT stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender. The word LGBT is used to replace a word gay, which before this is used to describe people who associate with the LGBT. Do you all know, before this, the LGBT is considered to be a mental disorder. But in 1975, the American Psychological Association decided that the LGBT is not a mental disorder, but rather more toward a person's sexual orientation. This means that the LGBT people is not considered a disease or a mental disorder, but more toward their all personality of or the sex preference. Next, let us talk about the negative impact of the LGBT to our society. First, it's a threatening to the peace and the religious harmony. This is because many religions in the world forbidden its followers from engaging or associating themselves with the LGBT. This is true, especially toward a Muslim. This is because the Islam religion forbidden its followers from engaging in the same-sex marriage or changing the gender from male to a female or female to a male. Many religions in the world also only recognize gender as two, whether it's a male or a female. Secondly, the LGBT is also bringing a negative lifestyle. Usually, people who associate with LGBT often engage in the activity that has a negative impact, especially toward young people. For example, the people who associate LGBT usually will wear the inappropriate clothes that can be an eyesore for other people. Imagine if the young children see it, it can affect their mind in the long term. This happens because of the mind of a young people, especially a young generation, is full of curiosity and can be easily attracted to a new culture. This will make a young people or young generation who associate to be LGBT do not be ashamed to foolishly admit that they are LGBT, because they can easily attracted a young generation to support them. Another point is a healthy problem. Do you know that the following data show from the Malaysian Ministry of Healthy show that almost 15% of a new HIV case recorded in 2018 were caused by the bisexual or homosexual activity. This shows that the more and more problem related to healthy or disease is appearing because of the LGBT. Do you know that each year any disease such as STD disease, that is sexual transmitted disease, is increasing years by years? This is primarily because the people who associate with the LGBT each year is increasing. This causes the disease to be grow out of control and causing it to affect more and more people. Next, let us talk about a way to prevent the LGBT from spreading. One of the ways to prevent the LGBT from spreading is through the TALK program or the anti-LGBT campaign. The authorities such as the police or the school play the vital role in order to make sure that the the young generation or the new community get the correct information regarding the LGBT. They must know that the LGBT not will only impacting themselves but also the surrounding people. They must cooperate with each other so that to ensure that the correct and the continuously information is provided to a community. This is so important so that they is not can be easily misled by the LGBT follower. They need to truly understand what is the negative impact that they can get if they associate themselves with the LGBT. Next is to enforcing a law. The government need to make sure that the current law is relevant enough to stop the spreading of the LGBT in the country. Any old law need to be revised to ensure that the authority can properly do the job. This is because sometimes the old law cannot give authority enough law power to enforce the anti-LGBT activity. This is important so that the LGBT follower or the people who associated with them can be restricted or be blocked from spreading the activity to our young generation. Anyone who spread the LGBT or associated with the LGBT need to be given a severe punishment, such like a prison or a flogging. Other than that, any politician that advocate to support the LGBT also need to be removed from our national politician. This is important so that the authorities such like police can do their job in order to stop the spreading of the LGBT without any interference from the politician. This will also make the people who associate with the LGBT will not be emboldened to spread the activity to a public because they do no longer have any political support. And lastly is to make sure that the people inherit to the religious back. The most of people need to be reminded that, especially for a Muslim, that the Islam condemn any of its followers that associate themselves with the LGBT. They also need to be reminded that by associate themselves with LGBT is a great sin for those who practice or for those who encourage it. Okay, that is all for the way to prevent. In conclusion, the LGBT has caused a lot of a problem to our society in our country. The LGBT also conflicted with the human value, such as the male should marry with the female and female should marry with the male, not the opposite, where male marriage with male. That is wrong. All the parties also need to play a role to ensure that the LGBT is not spread to our country. We also prevent the LGBT follower from getting a foothold in our country. The community cannot expect too much from school. They must play their role to prevent the young children from following this trend. The best prevention starts from the beginning because the parent especially need to play a role in order to make sure that the children is not following the LGBT trend. Lastly, LGBT can destroy a person's belief and moral when they are falling to it. That's all for me today. Thank you.